Good afternoon, lovely people. We are a little bit late, so we are very, very, very sorry.
And it's not Marcel's fault.
No, it's not Marcel's fault. And we've been stuck in a very interesting Zoom conference, which was supposed not to take that long, but yeah. So excuse us for the delay, and we are actually very happy to introduce an amazing designer, Marcel Augustyn-Clark from Design by Marcel. Marcel, very warm welcome and thanks for taking time today.
Thank you so much, ladies. Oh, thank you for including me. I feel very honored. Thank you.
Oh, definitely. So, like in our piece of the puzzle stories, you will have a very special space because, I mean, like we met couple of years ago, I think, at a workshop,
Yes.
and I still remember you in that little space in the back, and you created something very unique, very like beautiful. And I've been like watching you a little bit during the years. What are you doing? And also during COVID, you have done like a very specific how can I say that? A very specific floral design to overcome a little bit, I think, the problems that COVID also created to you as well as to our industry, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. You know, it was, I don't know. So basically, I did a countdown. I did a number countdown, or count up, actually, I should rather say, of every day of COVID. It started off in our government. Maybe I should first just say that we live in Tilbach. We also have a guest house, so we double in the industry basically. So COVID really hit us quite hard. We also, as part of the guest house, have a beautiful garden that was always almost like a small Babylonsturen, and it was more for our guests. It was a pleasure garden, and I started planting interesting herbs and things to also use in my flower arrangements, and some flowers as well. And then, of course, COVID hit, and I couldn't use these flowers for my weddings. And all the restaurants closed that we would give flowers to as well, and vegetables too. So we had to make a plan with these flowers. And I woke up in the first morning of COVID quite negative, and I thought, oh gosh, I could just go to the garden just to clear my mind and just to see something beautiful. And I saw some flowers. I thought, you know what, let me just build a number one to kind of just, this is the start of COVID, this is the first day. And I built it and I posted it on Facebook and on Instagram, and people loved it immediately. It cheered people up.
I loved it. I loved it very much.
Next morning I woke up and I thought, you know what? It's the second day of COVID. I've got nothing to do. I'm just going to build a number two. And this almost became a bit of a, how can I say? It became a meditation to me. It was never planned before. I would walk from the guest house to our garden and look at what was beautiful on that day, what was blooming on that day. And it kept me positive, which was amazing. And after a while, I realized, you know what, this is actually also, it's making other people positive as well.
Right.
And that is what flowers does, always, in any case.
Yeah.
Meaning in lockdown, I could still make people happy, which was quite special for me. Yeah. So that's what I did. I did a lockdown countdown.
And you was
from
one
day
of the
one
lucky
till day
ones that
100.
had enough flowers in your garden.
There was initially, but then obviously it started getting colder. Winter started hitting. Also, then we could travel more. I live in Tilbach, and Aideen's been on Piece of the Puzzle as well. She has a flower farm in the neighboring town. And she then said, you know what, the flowers, I can't do anything with them. Why don't you come forage in my garden as well? So that was lovely. And then later on, I also started using fruit and vegetables. So we started also to create money in our garden. We started producing more and more vegetables to sell. So there were, some of the numbers were out of chilies, some of them were out of naartjies, some of them with gooseberries. So eventually it was a mix basically of fruit and vegetables from my garden, some from Aideen's garden as well. And yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. So there was even one day where I used rotten leaves and dead material, and that was quite fun as well, just to kind of think outside of the box.
So when I when we kind of just like now we come to your history, but I just wanted to actually say something about the current situation. And I read like one day like that you do this veggie boxes, and just like a couple of days ago you said it was such a great thing that people even want to have the veggie boxes still right now, even though that maybe they can buy veggies all over right now, but they still want to get your veggie boxes. Do you think like out of the situation you have created like a second leg for a business for the future?
Definitely, absolutely. Totally. And it's quite exciting. So I should say that initially we needed to create an income. But it was also kind of, for us, it was a way to still see our friends and family. Even initially, we couldn't really see them. We would wave through the gates or through the windows. But it initially started as that. And it has grown so much that we're definitely going to carry on with it. The first day we delivered 12 vegetable hampers from the garden with a little posy of flowers, because I had all these flowers as well, obviously. And last week we delivered 82 vegetable hampers to Cape Town.
Wow.
Which, I mean, we're never going to get rich from this, but it's an amazing business. I wish we started this years ago. Our house would have been paid off by now. So we also have an online store now, and it's also lovely because I can now start selling flowers again on the online store as well. We sell different other products as well from our valley and all over actually now. We have organic meat on it. We've got flowers. We've got anything you can think of, basically. So yes, it's definitely a little business. I've had to change the dates of deliveries because I am positive weddings are going to come back with a vengeance, I believe. Maybe not right now, but at some point they will. So we started delivering on Thursdays and Fridays now, so that I have weekends open for weddings. Our guest house is open again as well. So it's better for us to be back in Tulbagh, obviously, over the weekends. But yes, we are actually really blessed to have this. So this garden has created just wonderful opportunities for us. And that's what flowers and vegetables do. It's opportunities. It's creating beauty.
Yeah.
Also, I think lots of people are not wanting to go to shops now. They've gotten used to getting things delivered at home during COVID. What we also do, it's not, you can order specific things, but what we've started with and carrying on with is a hamper of things that you don't know what you get until you get it, basically. So it's almost like a lucky packet. And I think during COVID, that was lovely for people as well. So that received this lucky packet, open it, and sometimes it had interesting and exotic vegetables and flowers and herbs in it. So they have to go Google and see, what do I do with this? And some of our friends that I think just initially did it to support us and to see us and to help us financially a bit, they've started cooking. They've never cooked in their lives, and this has made them creative. And they're experimenting with our vegetables, which is fantastic as well.
That's amazing.
I'm so glad. And also, like, what I see is, like, COVID is at one point a very terrible, or it has caused a very terrible situation for a lot of people all over the world. But at the other side, it has also created to a lot of people opportunities that they have maybe never thought about, and they even have maybe never had the time to think about. But out of the situation, people creating very different ideas, and I think what I have seen in particular in our industry, like things like what you are saying, that you do vegetable boxes, or there's other like event florists, they deliver like flower bouquets or different ideas, you know. I think this is amazing to see how the creativity is blooming, when I can actually say this, totally, when you need it. And there was also something you mentioned a little bit earlier. You mentioned Adine, and you did with a couple of colleagues also something spectacular in your town. You have created
happiness.
Exactly.
With flowers.
Yeah. tell us
that was lovely.
about this. Yeah.
Yes, so as you know, I live in Tilbach, and one of my good friends in industry and friend is Anne Val from Anne Val Floral, and she actually had this idea of, we have all these flowers, Adine has all these flowers, and it's all over now. The weddings are over. We can't do anything with it. And she said, well, got together with me and said, well, why don't we create something? And we brainstormed a bit, and she had the idea of flower bombs. And we flower bombed the oldest church building in South Africa, which is in my street where we live, the gates of that. And we flower bombed outside our local shop, the spa, and we also flower bombed the pharmacy. And it was amazing. You could see the people were just so happy. People would stop their cars, and there was this negativity, obviously, over COVID. It's about to happen. It's going to be horrible today. That was 3 days before COVID. And then Adine said, "But you know what? This was so amazing. Let's do it again. Can't we do it in Paarl?" So Adine is from Paarl, and she thought it would be a great idea to do it at the old age home in Paarl, because it's quite central and it's quite nice for old people as well. By that time, the elderly were already in lockdown for a while, obviously with health issues, etc. So we then got together with Nico from N Concepts and Amanda from Cadeau, and Jolene from Floral Affairs, and Annie and myself, and we did the most amazing flower bomb on this old age home, and it was so nice to be part of that. I almost want to get teary when I think about it. The most amazing moment was when these old people, they let them out for a moment, and when they saw it, I mean, we all wanted to start crying. They all started crying. Yeah. One of the old ladies said, she started crying. She said, "This is so beautiful. The Lord can come fetch her now. She has now seen God," which was so sweet.
That is amazing.
With that, I think also it was not intentional at all. But as with my flower countdown, also was not intentional. When you do things like this, I believe the universe smiles back on you. And I believe it's going to be good for business, for all of us, and for Adine and for me now as well. At some point, the universe smiles on you if you create beauty, and if you make beautiful things. Yeah.
And it even made it up to the news.
Yes, it was in the BBC, actually, not just the news. It was on the BBC, actually. So yes, we are famous.
Yeah. I mean, like I wanted to ask you, like, with the numbers, I've forgotten to ask, like, what was your last number that you did actually with the flowers?
It was number 100, and so what that was, Lindy Crick, the photographer, came to take amazing photos as well. That's actually one of the photos that you're using for this now as well, or for the marketing of it. So she took lovely photos, and the 100 was all edible flowers. So we thought that would be quite nice as well, linking it to our vegetable business somehow as well. So every single flower in that number 100 was edible. So that was it. After that,
you can put it in the freezer, and you can take it out when you are hungry, right? I said you can put it in the freezer, take it out when you are hungry.
That's true. So basically, what I also then did during lockdown with this is I started making flat lays for other people as well. So some people saw my work on Instagram, and they said, "You know what? It's my niece's birthday, and we can't celebrate with her. I can't send her flowers." And remember, initially you couldn't do anything like that. I can't send flowers, can't send a gift. Will you please make something, build her name for me, take a photo and send it to her? And that was amazing also to help people with that, to kind
That's
of
a cool idea.
Spread the love. Yeah. And look, this is not normal floristry at all. I mean, we create flat lays obviously for backdrops and for photos, etc., but nothing like this. So I mean, it wasn't planned at all. It just kind of happened.
But I'm just thinking, like, if someone sent maybe a family member in America or somewhere in Australia something beautiful, but they maybe cannot send a real fresh flower bouquet or something, they just send them a beautiful flat lay. I think that's interesting.
Exactly. So that was fantastic. One of my close dear older friends, we've been friends for years. She lives in London, and it was her daughter's 21st birthday, and she's at varsity, and they were in lockdown. She was in lockdown in her res, So she couldn't see any friends or anyone. And I created a beautiful Becky 21 for her, and it made her day. It really made it feel special. So, yeah, but again, it was not necessarily the monetary aspect of it. It was just also spreading the love that I think that really made me happy and proud of it as well, to be spreading love all over the world, actually.
Yeah. Tell us a bit, like, maybe now we are going backwards. Tell us a bit like how Marcel became a florist.
Okay, how did I become a floral designer? So I have a background in art and design. I studied design and I studied drama. I have a drama licentiate, which is a drama teaching diploma as well. And I was in art and design education. So I was a lecturer initially at Cape Technicon and at Ruth Brow School of Art. And then I was a art teacher at J.G. Mayring High School. It's a public school in Cape Town for 3 years. And for 3 years, I was a design and arts and culture lecturer or teacher at Redham House College in Constantia. But I've always done flowers. So I did flowers when I studied already. So my father didn't know that I studied drama. He would have been upset. So in order to pay for it, I would do flowers. And then while teaching, I also did flowers as well. And at Redham House, I did flowers and matric dances for them as well. And one day I was sitting at the matric dance, and I loved teaching. It was amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I love teaching there especially. And I sat back at the matric dance and I looked at this hall. It was at the Western Grand. And I thought, this is so beautiful. It was so amazing. Look at how the kids are all enjoying it. And my bank was smiling as well. I did quite well with that function. And I thought, you know what? Now I have to go back home and mark essays. Why am I doing this? And I thought, you know what? I love this so much that I think maybe I should stop teaching now while I'm at the top of my game and I'm loving it, and maybe just pursue this career in design. And yes, then I was waiting